Let's talk some shit.
Alright, welcome back to the bullshit. Another episode of Earth 718.
We
We're
back
here
at it with the bullshit.
Man, alright, you gotta fucking stop interrupting and shit. We're here trying to do like a professional show, and off the bat, you're gonna start interrupting.
Yeah,
Alright.
says the man that was like, next fucking episode.
Now, you know what? On another episode of Dragon Ball Z, who gets
And
knocked
there's a
out
reference.
first?
There's Dragon Ball Z
Boom, done.
reference.
We did it. Alright,
was
This should be like, yeah.
That was kind of forced.
This should be like a recurring thing.
No, don't mention it. See, that's it. So now we can't do it.
now we can't do
No, we
it.
can't do
We're
it.
gonna have to save that for episode 30 now.
Yeah,
or people are gonna think we're posers.
Oh, we just never do it.
Or
First of all, we
just-
never seen Dragon Ball Z. I
I don't know what a dragon
yeah.
is. Alright, on today's panel we have some familiar faces. I'm going to go ahead and let them introduce themselves this time because I'm tired of talking.
It's about fucking
Yeah,
time.
that was,
Wow.
goddamn, it took you, 6-7 episodes?
You know I'm the host because I talk loud, alright? Alright? You got
Real talk though,
raise your...
how long did it take for us to even start recording this?
That's true.
Alright, for several hours.
And that's because somebody here was like nervous sitting in front of the goddamn mic, didn't know how to press record.
I'm nervous because I've never been around so many people in my life. I usually just live in a closet.
If this was episode 1, you could get away with that.
Oh, that isn't... Alright.
This
So
season
yes,
best. I put this on my resume.
This is my resume. We're recording it. I
man.
play it for whatever
Your
interview I go
future
to.
is horrible.
Damn.
Thank you for that one. Wow.
Yeah.
On that note,
That woke you up.
introduce yourselves.
This is Izaku, back at it again.
So we'll wait till you finish your drink.
Nico. Yo.
Oh my god. And Delilah's here again.
No,
Back
no.
at it again, representing the
Delilah,
gays.
a.k.a. Daniel, a.k.a. whatever she wants to be. Go.
Daniel.
Okay, fine.
One of
Daniel.
one of the day ones. Daniel Day One. Daniel Day Son.
Daniel
Daniel Day Lewis.
Daniel Day Lewis.
Today, on today's episode, if I didn't say today, no, we are going to be
Today.
talking about villains. I think it's an important topic to
The
cover.
bad people.
Being as if you
Quote
don't know,
unquote bad people.
if you don't know what a villain is, they are usually the person that's fighting the good guy.
Wait, if they don't know what a villain is and they're listening to our podcast, that's a problem.
Well, we have viewers in all countries, so we gotta
What's
clarify.
that got to do with anything?
They might not know.
In Mexico, villains don't exist.
Villain
apparently.
could-
Wait. The Mexican villain is Trump. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So they know what a villain is.
Yeah.
That's true. All right, I take back my statement. Then, yeah, we're talking about villains because of the fact that currently in Batman there is the war of
Jokes and riddles.
jokes, riddles, war of jokes and riddles going on.
Yes.
Between two big villains, Riddler and Joker. That arc is about to hit halfway, I believe. We're going to issue 4 soon.
Yes.
So I think it's good for us to just talk about this. So eventually we can talk about this arc and the effect that it'll have on Batman as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
So starting off on that note, I guess we can just share some of our favorite villains. We'll open it up to more than one if you have more than one. Starting from right to left, because everyone who's listening knows where we're sitting, so they can see. If I say from right to left, they know what order it goes in. All right, thanks. So Daniel can start.
My favorite villain's the Joker.
Base napkin.
Why?
Because he has a wild sense of humor. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but like...
Treat this like one of your essays where you like it's
But,
15.
okay.
It's a word limit. Go.
Like, okay, so one thing, and then like, the way he says, it's like, I don't know how to describe him.
Try.
So he has, I don't know how to describe him.
I like him. I just don't know why.
why. It's just something
'Cause
about him.
he's
Just like what Harley Quinn will say.
He's
Makeup on
psycho.
fleek.
Okay.
He's psycho, and like, he's not scared to take risks
Okay.
and stuff like that. Like,
All right. And there's also like a certain charm to him.
yeah, like, and then it's just like how Harley Quinn just like fell for him. So like and it's just the way he talks and like, like it persuades people to do things he wants, and it's like they
Mark
won't.
Hamill can do that to anyone right nowadays.
And like his intelligence isn't dumb. He's not
He is a
dumb.
scientist.
Yeah, he's not dumb.
Yeah, based on
either.
which story? Yeah, he used to be a chemist.
Yeah, he's not dumb either. So it's like he's not like the other villains that are just like they're doing it for
I want to
revenge.
smash building because this person killed my pup now.
Like he's not doing. Maybe he is doing it for revenge, but it's like he knows how to get away with certain things.
I mean, not even that. He doesn't. I mean, based on the Dark Knight, he doesn't want anything. He just wants to see the world burn.
Yeah.
Exactly. He's like a dog chasing was an ambulance, a car. Like once he gets it, he don't know what to do with it.
I just do.
He just does it.
Yeah,
You know?
I don't know.
It's a good pick, though. I mean, Joker's
does
always
the-
a good pick.
He knows how to do great magic tricks too.
You know?
He does what I wish I knew how to do.
Okay.
Whoa. Okay. we gon' I'm gonna send you a therapist.
Getting red flag now.
Yeah. Right. He does what I want to do. Kill people.
How to make a murderer.
All right, Nico.
No.
Your turn.
Can you repeat the question? I'm joking.
Can I repeat
I'm
the
joking.
question?
I see what you did there.
Hi.
What is your purpose?
What's my favorite villain? I'm gonna start very broad.
Okay, no,
and I'm
don't say
going to-
start. You just
I
one.
think I said more than one, and you
I'm
decided to
going
write
to
a fucking essay.
Hold on.
Last week it was a fucking whole thesis. This week it's gonna
I was-
be a fucking dictionary's worth.
I think that was 2 weeks ago.
This 2 weeks, last week.
Yeah,
was
I mean, it was-
fucking.
yeah.
Understand.
So I would say my favorite villains overall would be the Sith of Star Wars, but more specifically, it would have to be Vader.
Nerd.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
And the reason why for Vader, I won't even say the Sith, but the reason why I like Vader, one, because he looks cool. I mean, that's just the main attraction to him. But at the same time, it's like, how can I put this? How how hard it is, I guess, for the writers or whatever to have a genocidal maniac, like he killed younglings and killed all the Jedi, but yet he's one of the most iconic American figures, or just sci-fi figures of all time, and people love him. I mean, I got him tattooed on my arm, so we know what he does. He's killed probably hundreds, if not thousands, of people and kids as well, but yet people love him.
This is how America works.
You know, I mean, like he's one of the main attractions, like in Disneyland
Oh,
in
yeah.
California, right? But it's like he's
killed kids.
he's committed genocide.
He killed kids, so bring your kids.
But we understand that he's flawed. He has been manipulated, so he's not really a bad guy. He's just done bad things, and he was put in a shitty situation.
He may be bad guy,
Mm.
but he is not bad guy.
There you go. So yeah,
That's a good pick. Again, another basic one, but sure.
wow.
What you trying to say?
Joker and Vader.
You're basic.
Am I asking
You're
random
basic.
people on the street?
You're
Because that's
basic.
what it seems like.
Damn,
You're
shots are
basic.
being fired right now.
You're basic. You're just basic.
All right, okay. Enough of the basic. On to the next basic person. Isaac?
So, Brandon.
Oh,
That's not my name. My slave name, man. Come on.
heyo.
You can go.
I'm gonna bring it up to. I'm gonna switch it over to anime. My favorite villain will have to
Fucking
be. If anybody's familiar with the anime Soul Eater, it would have to be the very first villain, Medusa. And the main reason I love her as a villain is because she's probably one of the very few villains, if not the only villain, that from all the fictional stories that I've ever read, watched, experienced, like or played through in a video game, she is the one villain that every time she appeared on screen, I cringe and I'm just like, God fucking damn it, can't she just fucking die already? She was one of those villains that was, Medusa, snakes. So even when the good guys think that they beat her, she would somehow slither away and not be seen for a very long time, and everybody assumes that she's gone. And then the next villain is, about to, take over and fulfill his plan, and the good guys are about to stop him. And lo and behold, Medusa shows up and fucks it all up for everybody. It's like, fucking A. There she is again. And she did this for like almost 3 whole arcs. Like her arc, and then after she, quote, died the first time, second villain was doing his thing. He was about to lose. She showed up and helped him and fucked shit up. And then the very next villain, same thing. They thought they killed her. She comes back the third time and just fucks shit up. So like, yeah, a villain that just doesn't know how to die.
That's good. That's a good pick. I'm surprised you said that. I haven't watched Soul Eater or read it in a very long time, so it's nice to hear about it every once in a while. Considering there is a poster of it on my wall at home.
Yeah, you fucking
So
poser.
like, yeah.
Great anime.
See,
Very bad anime.
And now that you mentioned anime, I was like, okay, I just want to say this. I'm not gonna explain, but I just want to say this.
I like how we're skipping turns now. But,
You're,
but
you're,
by all means,
you're beyond basic, so
Yeah.
we can skip you.
So-
I'm beyond basic.
so-
Wow.
Vader's my all-time favorite villain, but in terms of anime, my two all-time favorite anime villains, one has to be Madara
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
from
yeah,
Naruto.
yeah.
I love Madara. And
Trigon.
huh?
Trigon.
Yes. What's his?
Kagato.
Huh?
Isn't it Kagato?
No. It's the one.
The blue hair.
Yeah, but that's
It's
not his
not
name. No. But he had the white coat, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
white
No,
coat,
that's
blue
not.
hair,
That's
and
not his
he
name.
manipulates people.
Yeah, that's not his name.
You guys want to get a room?
Is it?
Yeah, you.
Yo, why are you so salty today? Cause you're sweating.
Because man, I didn't even get to go yet, and you're here interrupting, calling me basic, like I ain't
What?
you know, and shit. I hear it. Whispers through the wall.
No, it's not Kagero. What?
It's not.
Yeah.
I just read something.
I think it begins with a I.
All right. Well, while you figure that out,
Legato.
Legato. Alright, Legato. Yeah.
Weak.
Alright, go ahead, Brandon.
all right. Thanks. I guess.
Yeah, with the episode of Legato though, right? Now, I'm fucking with you.
Yeah.
Fuck with you. Go ahead.
The kids are about to kill themselves and shit.
Yeah.
I'm
that
selling
was
my
hot.
shares.
That was
You
hot.
fucking take all of them if you want. I'm gonna sue your ass for them in the future anyway. If I had to pick, starting off, I'm probably gonna go with Crowley from Supernatural, just because he's also the example of a villain that refuses to die, going from the king of the crossroads to becoming the king of hell to getting kicked off the throne and then back on the throne and then off the throne and back on the throne. It's just awesome because he's kind of, he's not a greater demon, he's not a bigger role in hell, but he's such a lovable, charismatic character, has sexual tension with Dean occasionally, even though that's not what they write. It's just kind of how it comes off. But it's awesome. I think he's a great character, and his relationship with the heroes is one that's constantly developing through every season, to the point where he became a season regular in the show. So I think that's cool.
Yeah.
A villain that is so good they make their presence known even beyond the fact of their major role as a villain. Kind of like Beerus in DBZ Super.
He's not a villain.
He was for the first season of Super.
It was kind of iffy for the
arc
first
of
arc, but
Super, and I'm only on like the second one
Yeah,
now. So
yeah.
the fact that he's still around, I like that. Or
Yeah.
like Vegeta, even thinking of.
oh
him
yeah,
as-
and that's a perfect example of yes. Yeah.
Development.
Yeah, I mean, again, talk about Vegeta is like he wanted to kill everybody, and then now he's a family man, and they even said it during the Battle of the Gods movie. He was like, oh, he's the perfect example of like a good citizen. Everybody started clapping for him, and he was like, and he screamed at them like, don't mock me. But it's like it's true. Like think about where you started and where you at now. It's like you try to kill Yamcha. Well, he did kill Yamcha. No, the Cybermen killed Yamcha.
Yeah.
But he tried to kill Tien, Goku. I'm like Gohan, but now it's like they're a family. Like that's some crazy shit. Like think about it, like if your uncle.
They have that Ken and Ryu rivalry.
No, not even.
Nah, cause they ain't trying to. Nah, but Ken and Ryu try to kill each other.
No. He's saying like about
No,
right
I mean
now.
like
no.
Even now, it's not even that because at this point, it's more like Ken just admits that Ryu will always be better. He just wants to keep up.
which is bullshit.
I mean, but
It's bullshit.
and also, Secret Vegeta still wants to kill Goku.
This is
If you give him the chance, like he will do it.
That was great in the because I'm sure you skipped the arcs in the beginning because you saw the movies.
That's what movies, yeah.
But in the anime, they make it in Super. They make it so that when Goku's fighting Frieza, there's a point where Vegeta just like kind of teleports up to Goku and starts fucking him up.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
they're like fighting.
Yeah, and
then,
then
like-
everybody had their doubts, like,
Yeah,
oh,
they're like,
Vegeta turn on them to go back to work for Frieza.
He's just
yeah.
like, niggas, you gotta get this shit on a roll, like, because I'm getting tight and I'll fight both. of
Yeah,
you
he
if
was.
I have
Yeah,
to.
exactly. He's like, I didn't come here to watch you fight.
Yeah.
of course.
I love that. That's
yeah.
great. He's a great example of a villain that turned hero or has developed in a way that became natural to his character.
Yeah,
Because
he's like-
now people don't think of him as a bad guy.
Yeah, he
They
went
think
from a
of him as
villain
Vegeta.
to an anti-hero, and now he's a hero.
Yeah, it's
he's
great.
Yeah,
People forget he was even ever a villain.
exactly.
So I guess there's still time for Trump.
We got another 3.5 years, so if that, we'll see what happens.
These FBI investigations.
I know.
Right, so going off of that, we shared some examples of villains. Before we move it on to the next level, is there anyone else that anyone would like to mention as an example of villain they like? Open it up. If not, move on.
You.
Me? Hey. All right.
You're the villain of this goddamn podcast.
I'm the villain we need, but not the one that you want.
Nah, I don't think we need you.
Word.
All right. And that is officially my last episode. Goodbye.
I saved the podcast.
All right, so we'll move it on to the next topic.
Zod and Man of Steel.
No,
Like to me, any sympathetic villain, like, is he really a villain? Because like you could understand,
he's not a villain because he may be a villain to one group of people,
but
to another group of people, he's a god, a hero.
Yeah,
like Magneto.
Exactly,
yeah.
and if you want to put it to real world applications, you take like the leader of like some kind of rebellion.
No,
you know,
Colin Kaepernick.
All right, yeah,
Exactly,
yeah. Some people consider him brave; he's a hero. Other people is like, no, that was inappropriate. Blah blah blah.
Patriotic, get him out of here.
It all depends on how you look at things. So yeah, like one person's hero is another person's villain. It just depends on what side of the line you're on.
So then this is a good point to transition to our next part. Let's use this as a platform to also talk about some people that would be considered real life villains.
Okay.
It can be from celebrities to people sitting on this couch, I guess, in your mind.
Daniel. Come on.
It can be, celebrities, famous people of, I would say, the current era. If we open it up to the past, there's just going to be a conversation on Hitler, and we've been there, we've done that.
Yeah, we've been there, done that, and, you know.
So, yeah.
We settled that, hopefully.
I think we did.
Yeah, I think we did. We'll see what
doesn't even have to be famous.
Coming out according to like conspiracy theories, Hitler lives in like an Antarctica or some shit.
Yeah, well, Supernatural did an episode like that. Where Hitler's soul was stored in like an object, and Nazis brought him back to life, and he was just like an asshole.
Yeah.
Then Dean kills him. Spoiler alert.
Okay.
And it's amazing because Dean's like, I killed Hitler, but no one will ever know.
Hail Hitler.
There you go.
So it could be possible. I mean, it happened in Supernatural. It could happen in real life.
Who knows? Hey, what else was really going on? You know.
So yeah, anyone in current history.
Let's start with the young folk.
Come on, you already know the big villain.
I know. Come on, you said it before we started recording.
I forgot. Donald Trump.
Okay, now explain why, in your eyes, Donald Trump is a villain.
Because it's necessary.
I mean, well, lately he was talking about how he tweeted actually something about not wanting to have trans people in the military.
He was going to ban them.
Yeah. And so basically, at first I thought it was a joke. I'm not even gonna lie. I seen it over Instagram.
Trump doesn't joke. He's just Trump.
He's a very serious man.
But then I actually took the time, finally, and looked it up. And he basically, one of the reasons were because it's too much money for medical stuff.
Yeah, implying that the army was going to pay for the sex change operation is like. Last time I'm not a military guy. Yeah, like I'm not a military guy, but from my understanding was like they'll pay for any medical procedure that benefits them. So it's like any surgery you need, if you want to get LASIK for your eyes, they'll pay for that because that's going to benefit them. That's going to make you a better soldier, a better employee to the government. But you know, in terms of that, I don't think that falls under. I mean, I could be wrong.
Hormone injection is a necessity because if you
makes you
have the operation.
Oh yeah.
If you have the operation, you need that balance of the hormones, and so if you have an imbalance, you know you won't function properly.
Valid point. Okay.
But yeah, so now I think he's in the process of about to sign the paper to officially like make those troops come back home.
You know what's funny about that, right? Because the POTUS wakes me up in the morning. Every day.
He calls you.
Right, he calls me every day. He's like, I'm about to do this. I'm like, don't do it. You're an asshole. He's like, I don't care what you think.
You're one of his advisors.
I was. He kicked me off. Shut up.
God damn it,
down below. Shut up.
Sorry, I gotta.
So like, no. When I say he wakes me up, it's because like he tweets so early in the morning, like, and the Twitter notifications like wake me up. So I remember on that day when I saw that. Part one was like, when he discussed with his advisors and generals or whatever. And it stopped. and it waited like 5, 6, 7 minutes, and then part 2 came out. But it was funny, like during that period of time, his generals were nervous because he had no idea what he was going to say because he didn't talk to them about this. He thought that he was going to like declare war on North. They thought he was going to declare war on North Korea. So to me, I could imagine like say you have a high-ranking general sleeping. He wakes up just like I did with Trump tweeting like, what's this dude talking about? And he's like, upon talking to my generals, and he's calling up his general buddies like, did he talk to you? No, me neither. What's he talking about?
Everybody showed up at the Pentagon like, did y'all see this?
Yeah. So like for like 8 minutes, they were like on tense, like, oh shit, like what is he gonna do right now? You know,
America's in a state of emergency right now.
Yeah.
Until the president clarifies.
If it's my understanding as well.
but I don't mean to cut you, but just say like he's not. Daniel, he's not gonna do that because he could say whatever he wants on Twitter. He still needs to go to official channels, and that's not gonna happen because even the Department of Defense said in an official statement that no, they will take transgender people and they will respect them, and transgender person that's in the military. So it's like the POTUS and the Department of Defense are not even on the same page with that.
It's like the travel ban. How many times do you say, oh yeah, we're gonna fucking no one's getting on these planes except white people?
Yeah.
It was denied like what 3 times? They're getting denied.
I mean, and not even that, but now it's like the whole new thing about immigrants coming in, legal immigrants coming in, that you have to speak English and you have to take care of yourself. It's like if that was the case, a lot of our family members wouldn't be here.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
If it's my understanding, this is like dumb because there are also so many high-ranking generals that are trans. I believe that was something that I saw was that like.
I mean, I don't know about generals, but I know there are some prominent military officials that they are. Yes.
That were just kind of like
yes.
Fuck.
Yeah.
We've been doing this for how many years now?
Yeah.
It's dumb. He's definitely like I guess villain number one right now.
And I think let's continue that. Like, all right, so she Daniel just said her personal villain because that personally affects her, right? So it's like, all right, let's continue that thing.
Right,
so how about you? Like, what is your personal villain in the world right now?
I can't quite say that it's personal with me, but
something that affects you or your family members, whatever.
I wouldn't say that it affects me personally, but I know that there's a possibility of this person's influence having affected someone I know in general. I'm gonna have to say Martin Skrillex.
Oh, Farmer Bro.
Oh my God.
Bro.
I had a big habit where I would watch his Facebook Live videos.
Do you know what we're talking about?
Martin Skrillex.
It's called the Farmer Bro.
So he was the CEO of a pharmaceutical company that had a drug that pretty much would cure a disease or help with a disease
a rare disease
that some people had. That it was a very small percentage.
Yeah.
He had the ability to give this to those people for a cheap price, and what he decided to do was sell this shit for like $5,000 because he knew they couldn't afford it, and people that would afford it.
And his justification was because it's such a rare disease, he felt like he could raise up the prices by so much, which will fund the research and the funding for other illnesses that are more like
accessible. Like if you have a cough, you can get anything for like $10 to fix that.
Other diseases that are more common. That's what I meant. More common.
For example, if I'm correct, in the comments below, correct me if I'm wrong. But one of the things that he created a pill for was there are people on the planet that do not get the right amount they don't get the right level of vitamin C. Like our bodies naturally kind of produce that to some level where we don't die because of it. But people out there don't have that. There are some people that don't have it.
Oh yeah, there is some vitamin C deficiencies.
Yeah.
Yes.
So some people need this pill. And in his head, he's thinking, instead of me giving it to people and saving lives, making it cheap so that I'm doing making a difference, he was like, let me make a big profit off of it. And it pissed me off because you can be a bad guy and have your morals and believe what you're doing.
Of course.
But this is a guy who literally knows that he's causing a wrong on the planet and is choosing to do it because he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Does not give a fuck. He would do Facebook Live videos and have people talk to him, and he would just shit on them the whole time.
I mean, he'll flaunt his fortune and his wealth,
insults. He's getting what he deserves now.
Oh, he is. No, I mean he is.
Which is,
but think about like what the whole thing about Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. Yeah. So it's like, okay, be responsible with what you got. I had a conversation with Sterling last night. He ain't here right now, but we were talking about politics or whatever. And I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I'm paraphrasing House of Cards. I think someone was talking to an older politician or older DC official, and this older gentleman was like, if you work in public office, of course you're gonna take from the pot. It's only natural, and I'm like, I get it, because I'm like, I think most of us here, if we were a politician, yeah, we're gonna take a little bit off the top, just a little bit, you know, just all right,
Just a tip.
yeah, we're gonna take just
a tip.
yeah, we're gonna a little bit off the top. No one's gonna notice. Fine, just a little bit for ourselves, for our little efforts. Maybe we feel like we deserve it. Cool, take a little bit. So his point was, he was like, if there's $3 in a pot, he was like, older politician would just take $1 and leave the $2 for the people. He was like, today's politician, the younger guys, take $2 from the pot.
No, $2.50.
Well, whatever. But the point is, they take majority from the pot and leave the minority for the people. And he was like, that's when the people get upset, because now when people feel like they're being screwed over or the means are not met, and that's when the people will get into your business. So I mean, that's the same thing with Martin Shkreli. Is like, if you want to make a little profit, fine. I get it. It's a business. Unfortunately, healthcare is a business, and it is what it is. Fine, that's just a moral gray area. Is what it is, but it's legal. Fine, make a little profit here and there, but don't. And instead of jacking up the prices, let's say 500%, 10-20%. Yeah. Fine, no one would have cared.
A little bit more than it's making price. So you're at least making money for what you're spending.
Yeah, no one would have gave a shit had he raised it up a little bit, but he raised it up such an exaggerated manner that people were like, why? Yeah. And that's when people get into your business.
He's the prime example of just like an awful human being, and thankfully so he's getting rot in the deepest cells of the world.
He's facing a maximum of what, 20 years?
20 years,
and
probably gonna get
what, federal prison? So we'll see. Yeah, so we'll see.
Yeah, only 20.
But still, I mean, last I read, he's broke. He was the CEO of a big pharmaceutical company. Now he's broke, and he's facing up to 20 years in prison.
And thankfully, he will have no access to Facebook. So I could stop fucking yelling.
Well, I'm saying, but what he committed is a white collar crime, so he might have internet.
Yeah.
White collar crimes are treated differently.
Before I get too heated and just have a 30-minute rant on Skrillex, you can go, Izaku. Who's your big villain?
My real life villain?
Your real life villain.
Control.
Anybody that plays Control or Magic is a villain to me. Damn. Who is my number one villain right now?
This time, while you decide, we'd like to thank our sponsors.
We don't got no sponsors.
Today's sponsor is Nicholas Bar in South Beach. And,
okay. I think about to give away my address. Like, yo, you crazy?
We'd also like to thank Cards Against Humanity for their constant support and giving us topics. We usually think of our topics over a game of.
They're not official sponsors.
They are most certainly official sponsors.
Okay, well, when we go to court, you can go. And
our final sponsors is Hallmark Signature, distinctly Hallmark.
We have no official sponsors.
All right.
I mean,
that was a whole minute I gave you there.
I guess.
The juice is
loose. The juice.
Hide the white women.
Is loose.
Shout out
your white women.
Shout out to the Bodega Boys for making me never stop saying the juice is loose.
The juice is loose, man.
Why? Why OJ?
Because motherfucker got away with murder. You know?
Yeah, but so many people get away.
So many people do, but not to the point where he actually wrote about doing it.
Yeah.
But see,
after he was proven.
Well, see, no, and he was going to write about it. The book deal never went through. But see, my thing about the whole case is that proves the system works, because the system is designed to. The system would rather, in theory, the system would rather let a guilty man go as opposed to put an innocent man in jail. So that's exactly what happened.
But then it leaves the probability of now, because the way I see it is the system. Here's how I feel. Mm-hmm. The way I look at it is the system isn't there to protect the innocent. It's there to be manipulated by the wrong people.
And I'll counter that point in the sense that I think rules in place, it is to protect the innocent, but this is why we have lawyers, and this is why we do have some corrupt lawyers that know how to manipulate it to benefit. But and I think this is the beauty of the legal system, because they give you these defined rules that are up for interpretation. This is what you want with it. I mean, there's some lawyers that do skew it toward innocent people, but they still have to work for it. Like, this law states this. However, my client did this, blah blah. So it works both ways. But to me, I'm like, the whole OJ case, I'm like, the system works because there's supposed to be reasonable doubt, and it was. What they fucked up was they let OJ try on the glove himself. So of course it's not gonna fit, right? Mm-hmm. But they let that happen, and he showed the glove don't fit, and it created reasonable doubt, and they let him go. He was
The
acquitted.
glove don't fit. You can't acquit.
You must acquit.
Or you must
You
acquit.
must acquit. But I'm saying, but the system works, and like it's like God forbid any one of us are in like a major legal case or whatever, and there is a shred of doubt. There you go. It's like there is a shred of doubt. I couldn't do this. You're good. Sorry for the inconvenience. We're gonna keep an eye on you, and that's exactly what happened. They kept their eye on OJ, and that's what they got him for shoplifting or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like what he should have done was, or anybody gets into major legal trouble, lay low, because they're gonna get you for something.
Yeah.
The government is gonna get you.
They're watching.
Exactly, they're watching you. They're gonna get you. If they feel you got away, they're gonna get you with something else. I mean, think about like just a regular traffic stop by a cop. He may pull you over for one thing, and then let's say you talk him out of it because tail light's busted. Here's your ticket. They're gonna get you for something. If they pull you over, they're gonna get you for something. So it's like lay low. Yeah, but I get your point though. I understand. But yeah, do I think he did it? Yes, I do. But I think the system does work in the sense that there was reasonable doubt, so you had to acquit it. You had to.
You must acquit.
I think he's a great choice. He just wanted to push to get
Yeah.
a clearer answer out of you as to why.
Yeah.
No, I mean, that's pretty much it.
But
Just-
Danny, you know about the story of OJ? What's going on with that?
story of OJ.
I mean, I'm not sure.
It's
You
a
wouldn't even-
great
you wouldn't
song
even-
by Jay-Z.
Besides that, no, you weren't even born when this went down.
No, I heard about it.
Okay, yeah, I mean, you weren't even born. You know, like supposedly he killed his wife.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's on
yeah.
Family Guy.
Oh, okay, but there you go, right there. There you go, right there. Okay.
Juice is loosened on Family Guy.
Mhm.
Sipping on some more juice. Before we get to your answer, because I'm eager to find out, we have our own personal villains right in front of us. We're going to take this shot. We didn't do so at the beginning because we're already lit, but let's go. Cheers. Fuck my life. Ooh. Alright, so Nico, who is your personal life villain?
All right.
I'm good, yeah. The juice was a little loose.
I'm gonna have to just agree with Daniel and say Trump.
Thanks, I know. I'm inspirational.
All goes around, it all comes back.
I mean, because like a lot of his policies, I know it won't affect me directly, but it's just because I mean, you know, you guys know, like I thought about getting into politics and I still would like to. I just need to find like
Nico, 2020, 2024, 2028.
I can't run. I got
2032,
20. No,
2036.
I think I can run in 2036. I can run.
2036.
2036. I can run. Yeah. But you know, I just gotta find. I want to do it my way, you know, to get into politics. But to me, like, I think he's my personal villain because he says things, and he does things
I mean,
with such like reckless disregard for people.
Personally, I was gonna pick him, but I didn't realize we could do duplicates.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, cause
No, yeah, just
that's
explain,
why
like,
it took
why.
me a while because I was gonna say
Oh,
Trump,
yeah,
and then I was
no,
like, oh, she
no.
already said Trump,
No.
so
For the sake of diversity, I think I wouldn't have allowed you to say it, but because I think this is a whole.
But
But
now,
what you're saying is exactly
Yeah.
why I first.
and I think
understand
you know, like, I think this is actually the first president of the United States that I hate, and
in our lifetime.
in our lifetime. And well, I mean, I think history too. I mean, you know, because I always consider myself like I think I know I'm decent with history, but I can't think of a president that was like, I don't know.
Nixon was pretty bad.
Yeah, but Nixon never really.
Yeah, he wasn't a
You know what I'm saying?
full-hearted
Exactly. Nixon was a politician, so he knew exactly what to say, and I'm like, cool. But I'm like, don't get me like Bush. I never agreed with most things that Bush did, but I'm like, okay, he still has, you know, America's interests. You know, yeah, whatever. He wanted whatever. Let's say everything's true. You know, I'm liberal, so I'm gonna go with the liberal philosophy here, whatever. That all right, he did everything for the benefit of his family because his family's all your family. Fine, whatever. Not whatever, but you know what I mean. I'm like, but I think I never woke up or never went to sleep thinking I'm like, the country might not be here tomorrow under Bush's presidency. Never thought that.
Yeah.
But I'm like, and with Obama, me neither. I was like, never thought that. But this dude, I'm like, I don't know. Because he's picking fights with everybody. You know, he's picking fights with the gay community, transgender community, minorities. He's picking fights with his own party. So it's like, to me, he's only loyal to himself and his family, and that's dangerous. Because you're not loyal to the country, to your own party, to your people, American citizens, regardless of what they are, what nationality, what race, what sex, whatever, you know. So, and I don't know, it's like every day, like I get pissed off, and like I said, his policies don't affect me personally. Cause like, you know, I get insurance for my job, so the whole Obamacare or whatever, it doesn't affect me, and everything else, the quote unquote ban of transgender people in the military doesn't affect me. But it's like still, it's like you can't, like, really, like whenever I think about him, I legit get pissed off, and like I wish I could do more to like just bring him down.
No,
You know,
I think Trump is a good way to both start this conversation and end it, because he definitely is a great example of like what many would categorize as a villain in our present
and
history.
to us.
And to us.
Like I said, a lot of people still, you know, they're pro-Trump, blah, 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 and I get it, and I'm like, cool, this is politics, there's no right answer in politics. You know, so like, I'm pretty sure we had a Trump supporter here, he would debate us, and we could see where he's coming from. It's like, okay, we understand, you know, but you have to understand where we're coming from too.
This is why it's important to have conversations. I've talked to people who have voted for Trump, and I've tried to, you know, store my aggressions to the side just to see what they were thinking.
I know it's hard. I know.
It's
Yeah,
difficult,
it is.
But the only way to find a constructive way of thinking is to actually be able to have those conversations.
You have to. You have to.
So going off of that, let's jump into the next part. I think we've mentioned some villains, both fictional and real. A few more examples of real villains, I guess, would be like.
Real?
Oh yeah, he's a very delicious part of everyone's grocery store menu. But let's not forget about people like, you know, Putin. He's already known. Cosby.
He's not a villain. And he's a hero.
Oh yeah, of course. We have Cosby.
But Putin is a villain to Americans because we have villainized Russia for many decades.
Right. I'm gonna go ahead and counteract that, and the reason why is because I don't think we even need to talk about him more. But the fact alone that gay people get
I'm not
on a daily basis.
I'm not supporting. I'm not supporting. I'm just saying, like, if it wasn't for the American media and American politicians always putting him on blast, we will never know what he's about. So that's what I'm saying.
But his people are probably flying to the...
I'm not supporting him anyway. I'm just saying, like, he is an American villain more, I think, than any other. Because don't get me wrong, I think Europe, you know, they don't like him either, but they have to work with him because obviously, you know, they're part of the same landmass. You know,
to avoid this becoming a whole new entirely genre of podcast, we'll just name them as those are some people I would consider.
And I agree with you. Go.
Vegeta, Putin.
Vegeta, Putin.
Just call my man Vegeta a villain.
But I think it's important for us to just discuss the role of the villain, the purpose of the villain.
Yes.
Whether it be comic books or real life, these people do have a purpose.
They do.
I think we should start to discuss what that is. If anyone would like to start off with that.
Look at Trump. Daniel. How much did you care about
You've been
politics?
quiet, yo. Speak up.
How much did you care about politics 2 years ago? Or exactly a year ago? How much did you care?
Barack Obama was in charge, so it's like...
She was like,
care.
she was like, we cruising.
You didn't really care, did you?
No.
You just cared that he was, you know, a good-looking black man standing in front of a podium constantly talking to the people.
Yeah.
Now, all of a sudden, Donald Trump is president, and you seem to really care a lot about politics.
Well, that also that ties into me and my job, so, because it doesn't...
Also, you're saying you only do it for your job.
Not only for my job.
I do it for the monies.
Exactly.
No,
but
like...
if you do it for the money, why didn't you buy his lunch earlier?
Do it for the vine.
Nah, that's too much money. I don't
Too
got
much.
that much.
What?
I'm a youth
There's
organizer.
too much sauce?
I'm a youth organizer. I'm not even supposed to get paid for what I do.
Oh, don't say that.
Then they're never gonna pay you.
Now they're not gonna pay you no more.
I'm not supposed to get paid for what I do, but my job is kind enough for that. But that's not the point.
Shout out to your job. Don't name them.
I'm not.
Okay.
Pay her more so she can buy us lunch.
Yeah, word.
The reason why, like, I am starting to get into politics besides me personally, is because my job, we're youth organizers, so we go in the community and we create events for people that are scared of what's going to happen, and, like, there was something that I went to the other day. It was an event. It was like Know Your Rights, and like I was in charge of I was facilitating a group, and basically we did it. Getting a little off topic from Chunk, but we did it on policing because policing isn't easy when it comes to people of color compared to white people. So we gave fake scenarios that could happen and like what you should do and what you can't say and stuff like that. But everyone knew in the group, like the police officers that we played within the group, that's not really what a police officer is gonna be like. So with all this happening, that's basically my job. But instead of doing it in a group, we have a whole event. And instead of doing policing, we talk about Trump and we talk about immigrants and we talk about what can we do as the youth or even in our community to help them feel safe. So with that being said, I have to like know what's going on with Trump and what's going on with everything in the government and stuff and president and around the world.
So
I mean,
if I'm right, what you're saying is that the presence of villains like Trump is to kind of just cause the people to become more aware of the situation they're in and how to combat it.
Well,
Kind of like learn more about the person that is trying to fuck your shit up, and how can you make life easier for yourself? How can you fight that?
yeah, and like, don't get me wrong, a lot of things that like, I don't know, because I'm a youth organizer, but I also have like a mindset of my own, so it's not like my job is manipulating me to think or say my own things, because they obviously want me to be have my own mind. So sometimes it's like hard to say like what's right and what's wrong, because some things that I may think is right is wrong, and it's like not because I want to think it, but it's because like from another perspective it's different, and from their perspective it's wrong. So I basically would have two, and like I just wouldn't agree with any. So I'll see from one point of view and the next point of view, and like I'll just stay shut with that. So
I mean, and that's the whole point. I mean, you're young, but you're gonna meet people, especially now, that you're broadening your horizons, and you are on your way to college. You might go out of state, and then from there you're gonna work full time, and you're gonna meet other people from different backgrounds or whatever. So you are gonna be introduced to other perspectives. Yeah. And this comes with maturity too. Is like, okay, you have to be what's what I'm looking for?
open-minded.
Thank you. You have to be open-minded of other people's perspective. You may not agree with them, but you should open yourself up. Like, okay, we could talk, we could have a debate.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, let me hear what you believe. All right, I disagree with that because ABC. Now let me say what I gotta say, and then you disagree with me, but at least we both have a mutual understanding of each other.
Yeah, but like the other day, what made me realize that I would come across people with a different perspective is like, I was talking to someone and they had told me they didn't like gays, and I was like, what do you mean you don't like gays? Mm-hmm. He's like, I grew up with a father that said if you're gay, I'm gonna beat you, and like in my head I'm like, so it's not that you don't like gays. I told him, I was like, you don't like them, you're uncomfortable with them. And he's like, yeah. And then like, I'm like, so it's not that you don't like gays, you're just uncomfortable around them. Their presence with you.
He hasn't been exposed to that community.
So when we was talking about it, I was like, I'm a part of that community. He's like, what you mean? I'm like, I'm a queer. I'm in questioning. And he like widened his eyes, but he's like, you're different. I'm like, that's not different. LGBTQ plus community, what do you think the Q stands for? And he got nervous and he stood shut. And then he started telling me other things. I'm like, I actually feel pretty offended. And then later that night, he texted me like, are you still mad? I'm like, about what? He asked me like what I said earlier. I'm like, it doesn't matter what you say. I mean, it's your opinion. I respect it. I can't change your point of view of anything. Like you said, I'm gonna come across people that are like you, and I think he felt offended by that, and now he's trying to change his ways with me after that one conversation.
I mean, and you can be his opening into that community, because he's probably just so close minded, and we all are to some degree in certain topics.
Yeah.
We're not. If you say you're completely open minded to everything in this world, you'd be lying, because there's some things we're not exposed to, and then when we see it, we're like, well, what's that? Like, why are you doing that? But that's what you have to when the maturity comes in, is like, okay, you're gonna learn
Yeah.
about that lifestyle, that activity, whatever that you don't necessarily agree with.
Yeah.
Learn about it, and then maybe you'll change your mind. Like, okay, I personally won't do it, but I get it. I understand why others do it too. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna judge you anymore because
And-
I took the time to learn.
And then PG, we started talking about that too, because there was someone on stage and they was a transgender, and they was transing from a he to a she. So he kept saying he. I'm like, you gotta respect pronouns.
Yeah.
I was like, she.
Yes.
It's not it.
Yeah.
But like, I was like, that is a female. Like they want to be called a female.
Yeah.
And he didn't get it. He was like, why? But they were born with male parts. I'm like, but they don't want to be a male. I was like, so you calling them he?
Yeah.
That's like me calling you a she because you have long hair.
Yeah.
You don't want to be called a she just because of what you look like you have.
You have to be, you know what I'm saying, like, this is, we're
Yeah.
in a new age right now, you know, the society's changing, I hope it's
Yeah.
becoming more accepting, so obviously there are going to be some people that are going to be stragglers, they're
Yeah.
behind the curve, but they'll catch up. You just got to be patient with them,
Yeah,
and
like,
it seems
I-
like you are, and you did the mature way by actually speaking to the person,
Yeah.
and letting them know you didn't outright fight them, combat them.
No,
So
yeah, because, and then I thought he's my age too, so I told him, I was like, you still got a lot of growing to do. I was like, and plus, you'll be going to college soon, so you'll be seeing way
he'll,
worse.
if he's mature enough, and I hope he is, and I wish him the best and all that stuff. But yeah, he will. He'll, like I said, once you're exposed to more things, then you just open up to everything.
Going off of that, there's the show Static Shock. What's on Cartoon Network, I believe.
WB.
WB. Static Shock is an old cartoon. Well,
You know Static Shock? Do you know Static Shock?
He's like a black. He was a black
Yeah.
teenager that had like superpowers, and his best friend was a white kid.
Yeah, he was like he was like an original. Like he first appeared animated.
Yeah.
He was never in comic book form. He was animated first.
Yes.
Yeah, Static. He
I
had
do
dreads.
know, I do know.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
He's
I
gonna be
remember
part of
seeing that cartoon.
Young Justice.
Yeah, so yeah, but now he's just like Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn originally appeared in the Batman animated series, and now she's like,
Yes,
you know,
this show was awesome.
Yeah.
I remember
The
watching
reason-
that.
The reason I bring it up is because there's an episode where his best friend Richie is like, hey, let me come over, and Static's
Oh, it's to do with
just
his
like,
father? Yeah, okay,
and
yeah.
Static's like, oh, I would like, why can't I go to your house? You're always coming to mine. And he's just like, I don't know, my house is boring. So he invites him over, and Richie's dad is like really racist. Like he walks in, he's just like, you know, it's bad enough that I have to deal with them at work. Now I have to deal with them at home. But the episode's really important because
it is.
his father had a very specific point of view of black people. He worked with them, and it may have been negative, but at the end of the episode, Static saves his son and him. And because of the color of Static Shock's skin, the next time we see him, he's taking them both to Comic-Con. And it's showing the understanding that, he had that perception of them, but he changed it. He was able to get past it because all it took was getting some information about it, seeing them do something from a different perspective and help. And the reason I bring it up is because that's kind of, I feel like that's how I was before I went to college. Before I went to college, I didn't encounter white people. I didn't encounter
I think that was probably
anyone from
all
the
of us.
LGBTQ community. I didn't
Yeah.
encounter anyone different other than like a Dominican from
Yeah, come
where I
like
come
you
from.
know, you're born and raised in the hood. That's all you know.
So it's all environment, and a lot of people do start off in an environment where they hate certain people just because they were trained to hate them. But it's one's own mission to kind of get past that. Some people don't, sadly.
Unfortunately, yes.
Most people do. We learn.
I mean,
we adapt.
it's not people's fault that you are really a product of your environment.
Yeah.
You are. So if you're born and raised in an environment that's like very closed-minded and very anti-black, anti-Hispanic, anti-gay, whatever, and you learn this through your parents or your immediate family or your neighbors, it's like, okay, this is what you know. You think this is normal, but then when you really go onto the world, you're like, oh, depending on what part of the world you're in, they're like, oh, they're more accepting of these people, which I was taught to, stay away from.
Yeah.
You know?
The reason I bring that up is because in that episode, it is the villain that comes into that situation and causes the problems that lead to him. Understanding that these people aren't all bad.
No.
You know, it's just people. People are people. So I think that the role of the villain is an important aspect of a hero. It's a very big part of their growth. It's what drives them to do better. It's what drives them to get better. Whether that be Trump driving the Mexican and LGBTQ plus community to start fighting more for their own definitely legitimate rights. It's something that needs to happen. I mean, they need to take charge. We all need to take charge as minorities. We need to take charge of who we are.
Like I had a conversation with my dad, and you know, and he talked about like our generation, millennials, and he was like, one of the main reasons why Trump got elected, he was like, a lot of millennials didn't vote seriously, and I was like, I agree with you. I get it. I agree with you on that because, you know, we've been so, not coddled, but it's like, we never took it seriously. Yeah. In a sense, like, because, like, you know, and I was guilty of this too. You know, I was like, this man's not going to be elected. He is not going to do it. And then we woke up.
I read a poem about that.
Yeah, I know, it was good. And we woke up, and it was like...
I didn't hear it, so I can't
for real
comment on that.
I was brushing her off. She don't mean nothing.
You can read it. I actually have it right in my phone.
I don't mean to cut you
No,
off.
right.
We're running short on time.
How much time?
We're coming up to 51 minutes. I think let's do a little round thing of like why we think the role of the villain is important, and then I think we can talk about just how, you know, they're important to the growth of heroes in general.
Let's go for it.
Exactly. Just because the politics things, you know.
Yeah. I mean, we could have like an entire month's worth.
Yeah.
This conversation started with me trying to answer that question. Essentially, it just comes down to the idea.
No, just read it yourself.
Whoa.
I'm gonna ignore you now while you.
Well, then, if that's the case, podcast over.
Nah, continue. Continue. Hey, come on, man. You're the mic's going.
Someone's getting disrespected right now. I'm gonna turn. Who's getting disrespected?
Me, because he's not reading the poem.
You see, I'm caught in a wall. I'm here trying to read a
You're
poem.
you're the villain to her because you're not reading the poem. You're the villain
I'll tell you what,
for being rude.
Daniel.
Read the poem.
You spilling drinks over here, Nico?
Read the poem. Read the poem.
Read it out loud for us all to
because put your name out there. We're giving you a platform. Go.
Whatever. The title is The End of the World. As votes were being counted, everyone prayed for different. Some wanted the pale, others, however, wanted the orange. As they were leaving a dirty taste in everyone's mouth, they all felt the burn not to be an option. The orange is winning. No, the pale is winning. No, wait, it's a tie. I rest my head for the night as I leave the TV to count the votes. Dark skies, clouds, and rain. Devastation around most of the world. The orange had won. That's it.
I like because their skin's orange. I like that.
The orange is
the usage of the orange was perfect because it, you know, the outside on the inside, it just meant so much.
Yeah.
I also think that it was even better with the fucking straight up salsa or bachata, whatever the fuck's playing in the background right now.
See, and jokingly, I said let's start this podcast before the Puerto Ricans get started,
and
they got started in the middle of the podcast. I'm Puerto Rican too, so I can make that joke.
That is a perfect poem to symbolize what we all felt, I think, the day after, because that was wild. We went to bed thinking like this shit ain't happening.
Yeah, it was like, nah, because Hillary tied it, like, she got this. Next day, Trump is the president, like, president-elect, like, what? What the hell just happened?
I wasn't even thinking about Hillary winning. My whole mentality was just no possible way that someone like Donald Trump could win.
Yeah, it wasn't about Hillary, it was about Trump losing.
Yeah, like I didn't care for Hillary.
Yeah. And we're speaking, you know, because we are Northeast liberals. We are a product of our environment. So, like I said, we understand why the president won. We get it. His supporters, we get it. But we are talking on behalf of like all the Northeast liberals.
Also, just our roots.
Like
just our roots. I mean, just because we're not specifically Mexican, we are Latinos, Latinx that come from places that also could have been affected if you believe.
Of course. I mean, he is targeting, or his administration is targeting sanctuary cities, and New York City is a sanctuary city.
You know what?
So it's like, good luck.
If Trump has his way, we're not gonna have this amazing background music.
Yeah, seriously, man. too much Whole Foods. I'm not trying to get expensive lettuce. Isaac,
I'm saying not
you were
even
gonna
that.
say,
We can't even figure out our own shit. MTA's falling apart. We can't figure out our own problems.
There's
So if you want to
rats
tell us,
everywhere.
you want to tell us a federal problem, we don't have time for you.
No, we don't
we gotta deal with our own shit first before we get to you.
For real, bro.
So
Stay in your lane for now.
Yeah,
Alright.
stay in your lane.
I don't want to push too long. Just what do you think about the role of the hero? What do you think?
The role of the hero is the
The villain. Sorry,
Wait, how long we going? How long we going with this podcast?
We're at
Exactly
54
an
minutes.
hour?
No. I'm just.
Oh,
'cause
okay.
I know that
Okay.
we still have another topic to hit, and
Okay, okay.
We have a habit of getting drunk and talking too much.
That's
and
true.
Trust me.
That's
we're
true. That's true.
there.
What is
I
you
burped again.
doing?
What do
I
you?
burped twice, and you guys would hear it if you guys would listen.
Oh
No
shit.
one cares about you. Moving on.
What she's saying is that there's too much mansplaining going on.
To it, it's
Too much.
true.
So we're gonna
Too much talk.
skip what Izaku has
too much
to say.
mansplaining.
I think my point was very clear when I first started talking, and then it broke out. Like, yeah, the whole idea is the reason these villains are important is because these villains are what raises awareness. The more these people act out, the more other people are gonna say, "Hey, you know what? That's not right. Let me learn more about this so that I may be able to know how they can be stopped or know whether or not what they're doing is right or wrong."
Preventive reassurance.
Villains take advantage of weak points in society. That's how they get into power.
It's true. Excuse me. Now they can hear.
That was a challenge.
Jeez.
Nico,
Lord.
did you say something out of your fucking mouthful about this?
Whoa, that's a lot of shit going right now.
Close your mouth.
What was the question?
Can you repeat
The
Can
question
you repeat the
was,
question?
how much do you love Justin Roiland, and how well do you think the next season of Rick and Morty will be?
Awesome.
Awesome.
Yes.
Well, that's not the question. Good answer.
Yeah.
The question was, what do you believe the purpose of the villain is? Like, what do you think they exist for?
The purpose of the villain, whether in real life, and unfortunately in real life, and
I'm sorry, but we ran out of time. Thank you, Matt Damon, for
Matt
you see
Oh
what I
yeah,
did
yeah,
there?
yeah. I
had
see. I see what you did there.
I had a whole Jimmy Buffett's not his name.
Jimmy Buffett.
Jimmy Kimmel.
No, Jimmy
is his
Buffett.
name.
Wow. Okay.
Jimmy Kimmel.
All right.
You
All
can
right.
go.
Thank you. The purpose of the villain, unfortunately, in real life, in our real world, and in comic books, is to drive the story along. So our real world villains, they do drive the story in the sense of Daniel, she didn't care about politics, and I think most of us didn't give a shit when Obama was president. Even Bush, we were like, all right, whatever, it is what it is. But now it's like, Trump is in, and we wholeheartedly disagree with everything that he says. It was like, okay, we can do something about this, and there are systems in place to do it. So like now we're getting more actively involved. But in terms of within the fantasy realm, sci-fi, comic books, whatever genre, the fantasy
that's
realm.
what this podcast
About
about.
podcast.
Oh,
Wow.
we talked about
Podcast.
comics.
Wow.
So Wolf Blitzer not to show up.
Fake news. Fuck.
But yes, the purpose of a villain is to drive the story along, because I'm just be simple about it. The movies, like all these superhero movies that have sequels, we don't go see, Batman 2. I'm keeping generic, whatever Batman saga we're in, Batman 2, to go see Batman. We go see for the villains. So, and we saw Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson and the Joker, amazing. But in Batman Returns, where we have Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman, Danny DeVito as Penguin, we were like, what? We need to see this.
Danny DeVito was amazing.
He was, and that's the reason. We know Michael Keaton was good as Batman. Cool. We want to see what else you got.
Yeah.
Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman, Danny DeVito as Penguin.
Frank Reynolds as Penguin.
Yeah. Yeah. And in part 3, it was like it was like Val Kilmer, okay, but you had Jim Carrey as Riddler and you had Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face. That's what we went to see the movie for, right? And now we're like, let's go with Dark Knight, more recent. Liam Neeson, Ra's al
Heath
Ghul,
Ledger.
awesome. But see, and I'm glad you said Heath Ledger. What was the reaction when Heath Ledger was first casted as Joker?
We were like, fuck this,
Yeah.
what is this garbage?
And then we saw the movie. We were like,
And
yo,
then he died, and we saw the movie right after.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then we were like, yo, like this is an awesome Joker.
Pop question.
Pop question.
One answer. I don't want this to go too long.
Okay.
Do you think that his death influenced the reception of his role?
No,
Okay,
I don't.
Good. Then we move
Yeah,
on.
no.
Continue.
because he was always a good actor.
I agree.
He was always a good actor.
I agree.
Yeah,
But as you were.
yeah. So I'm saying like, you want to see the villain. You always Tom Hardy as Bane. Depending on who you say, I love Dark Knight Returns. Some people hated it, but I'm like,
I enjoyed it.
Tom Hardy was the best thing about that movie.
Yep.
I saw it
Whether you
10
agreed
times.
with the interpretation of Bane or not, he was the best thing about that movie. So it's like you always want to see the villain. We get excited for the villain. Think about Avengers Infinity. Thanos. He's here. This is what we're excited. I mean, we're excited for the final team up.
Those were
But
nuts.
We want to see what he does.
you know, and according to spoilers, but according to the leaked trailer, he throws a planet. What?
Yeah.
He throws a planet.
Another good example was Avengers 2. What were all their trailers constantly pushing? Look at Ultron. Look at him.
James
and look
Spader
at
as Ultron, best thing about the movie. He
Yeah.
really was. He really was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was really
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's pretty much what they came
Yeah.
down to. Like, they just wanted to make sure that you know, this is the villain.
And then see, and,
It was
and
so good, I wanted more, and I was pissed.
but like now let's take that formula and spin it into real life, right? Let's go with the wrestling formula. There's always a villain.
It's always got to go right.
Always, but wrestling there's a lot of truth to it because there's always has to be a villain. Always. But now whenever the villain is no longer a villain, he becomes popular enough that people like him. Let's say doing a press event charity in real life. Fine, he's not a villain. Vegeta, he's no longer a villain.
Yeah.
Alright, fine. We need to create a brand new villain, and
It's
then boom.
The whole yin and yang argument that there must be evil
Yeah,
in order for good
Yeah.
to exist.
yeah.
Without it, good would fall and
Yeah.
be nothing.
Well, if there's no evil, then
There's no evil.
What's the point of
what
good?
is good?
Yeah, what's the point? Exactly. So there always must be a certain character, a certain person that's like, okay, there has to be a resistance to you.
That's why.
You like this shirt?
That's why when making films, you can't have anything without. You can't have a protagonist
Protagonist, without an antagonist. Yeah, yeah.
If not, there's no movie.
Exactly.
Do you like this shirt?
No.
This shirt is the protagonist
Alright, you're
of fashion.
You're an antagonist, man. Alright, fuck you.
So yeah, so like you
You're
know,
supposed
like
to say yes.
fantasy, regardless,
That's what it is.
fantasy, whatever, regardless of genre and real life, there's a lot of similarity because there always will be a resistance. There always will be a protagonist, and there always will be an antagonist.
That's true. There's on a better note. There's a comic book called Dream Daddy, and this is about like attractive dads. I think
A comic
What's-
book or a game?
it's a comic book.
Or
But
porn.
my
What are you
question-
watching?
My question is is there even an antagonist in that? Probably not. So
Never.
you lost your argument.
I don't
There is
know.
good without evil.
I don't know. Okay.
Boom.
Hey, you say so?
Let's jump into the next question, Mary.
Wait, before you
Oh,
go
no,
into that,
Nico.
before we go into that, I just want to add one thing. Another reason we need people like Trump in this world is because without Trump, we would have never gotten the mooch. Or spicy.
That is true.
Or spicy.
I love me
What was
spicy.
his name? Scaramucci or?
Scaramucci.
Scaramucci, whatever.
Scaramucci.
But he's the mooch.
He's
We never
the
got the mooch,
mooch.
and we never got spicy, and I love some spicy.
Too bad he won't last long. He's gone.
He's gone. The mooch is gone.
Oh,
He's
He only lasted a
fired.
week.
He lasted like 10 days.
damn,
He's
I guess he
gone.
got bonitis.
The mooch is
He
gone.
definitely got
But not
bonitis.
like-
Because remember, he wasn't trying to suck his own cock like Bannon. Yes.
And I run out.
I just think he got bonitis and died.
On top of that, also one of the reasons is like, as much as I don't like the way Donald Trump talks and whatnot, it's comedy gold.
It is.
It is.
It's
Oh my
comedy
god.
It's entertaining.
That's why when he got elected, I'm like, I'm ready for the cultural renaissance. It's about to happen. Like I said, I'm like, let's go, let's do
Like,
it.
honestly, people may constantly make the joke of like, oh, the millennial liberals, I'm a politician starter pack, and it shows things like The Daily Show or The Late Night with Stephen Colbert, and it's like, yeah, it's true. A lot of us do kind of go to them to kind of keep up with the news because honestly, watching the news is boring. But you know what? They make it so entertaining while still pretty much telling you exactly what all the other news channels are telling you. So it's like, why not?
Yeah.
It's all hilarious
It's quite
and
entertaining.
informal.
It is
Quite entertaining.
Informative is what I meant.
informal and informative.
Yes,
So,
very true.
uh,
So now back to what you were saying, Mr.
back.
Villain.
Back to you, Chuck.
back to our sponsors. Signature.
What sponsors?
We ain't got no sponsors.
Signature, distinctly Hallmark, distinctly you. For cards, whether you're having a happy day or you're a happy couple or a happy married life, we hope that you'll find the right note to say to your lover.
Should we just stop this right now?
I just think it's great that there's a fucking.
Should we just stop this
You're
now?
petty. I didn't give my answer.
There's a fucking.
Wait, we skipped Daniel?
No,
She started, yeah.
Oh, you started it.
No, I
She
didn't.
started, yeah. You
So
said-
she's ready. Look at
Oh,
her.
no, she got something to
You
say.
can
Go,
go,
go.
Do
I
you?
started it. What did I say?
I don't know.
You got something to say?
I know I didn't.
Yo,
start it.
say
Do
some
you have
shit.
something to say right
I
now?
think she heard the question and didn't give an answer. Is pretty much what happened.
Wait, hold on.
She
But,
was saying
man, do
poems
you
and stuff.
have something to say right now? You want to say something?
Yeah.
Then go ahead.
Say something.
The mic is yours.
Hold on. Now it's yours.
I got nervous.
What is
Ah,
the
No,
purpose?
there ain't
what is
nobody
the purpose?
here.
What's the
I know.
purpose of the villain? Why do
Not
they
even that.
exist?
Go, say what you got to say.
No,
Talk about your
I-
SoundCloud. Go.
No. Nobody was
Nah,
saying that.
definitely.
Yeah, petty. But I don't know. So to answer the question, the purpose of the villain, it's like you can't. The world's gonna be boring because you can have all the superheroes you want, but like what all the superheroes doing what exactly? They're just floating around.
So what
doing
you're saying
nothing.
is we need Brandon.
This sounds like an advertisement for overall.
You know what?
Conflict leads to better
You
civilization.
know what just happened?
That's
You know
my
what just
great-
happened? This is your heel turn. You're not the bad guy. This is your heel turn.
So this is my moment.
Episode 7 is your heel turn.
Oh.
Oh.
Alright. So do you think next episode people actually like hearing my voice?
Probably.
It depends what kind of villain you are.
Yeah.
Some
No,
villains
but
are
we-
likable, some villains
But
just can't stand.
but we're being rude.
No, I'm
Go
gonna
ahead, continue.
But like you were saying, villains come in like different shapes and different forms, and some of them may repeat throughout history, and like you can compare them and stuff like that. Like it's
True.
just like it's amazing. Like not to bring up Hitler as we were talking about before, like we wouldn't bring it up, but Hitler compared to
I mean,
Donald
he's
Trump,
very important in the
Yeah.
world, so go ahead.
like Hitler and Donald. Everyone says that Donald Trump is the new Hitler. Now I feel like they're like every villain though. It's like they're smart, except Donald Trump. But with Hitler, he was very intelligent, and I remember this one video I've seen of him, and like he was complimenting his wife, and then it was like there was comments that were like, I don't know whether I should feel happy or uncomfortable because everyone sees Hitler as this like, well, he is this guy that killed thousands of people, even
Tens of thousands.
yeah. So it's like when they saw him make that comment towards his wife was holding the camera, and Hitler had said, his wife had said, "Wow, you're so beautiful," and then Hitler said, "Why? So then, why is the beautiful thing hiding behind the camera?" And like that had people going as like, why they should feel uncomfortable or they should feel happy towards that.
Oh.
So yeah, like and then villains at that are very intelligent with their backstories and stuff like that, because there's always a reason as to why they do something and why they want something.
Yeah.
So it's just, I don't know. Villains are interesting if you like see past.
You gotta
their-
dig deep.
Yeah,
You
if
gotta
you see
dig deep.
past their
Yeah.
ways now, you'll see like
See why they do what they
Yeah.
Because the villain is always the hero of their story.
do. Yep.
yeah.
No.
I mean,
They don't just wake up and say, hey, you know what? I kind of want to do bad stuff.
But I'm saying that I think there's very few people.
Yeah,
that-
no, that's okay, like, they're not mostly
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
I agree though, because I mean, conflict is the best way to progression.
Yeah,
in
it
my
is.
opinion,
It is. No, it is.
Sorry,
It is.
sorry, Doomfist.
I mean, just think about the
same
basic
shit, but-
elements of evolution.
Yeah, it's
It's
true.
conflict, and you have to evolve to get past the conflict, but yet, and you become stronger.
In order to lead to a better thing, you need to get stronger. I mean, it's the reason why the theories like trial and error exist.
Of course, you have to make mistakes
It
to
makes
succeed.
sense. So I think, thinking in the sense of Trump, and thinking in the sense of Putin, thinking in the sense of OJ, thinking in the sense of Vegeta, it makes sense for us to just, have these moments where like, shit, it's been a hard year with Trump. A year? We're about to fucking hit almost a year in a few months.
Not even that, dude.
Oh.
There's only been like 6 months.
Yeah, bro, we're only halfway there.
Yeah, shit. All right.
Yeah,
well,
and that's a testament to your point that a lot of things have happened since he officially became president, and it seems like it's been forever.
yeah, it has seemed like it's been.
It hasn't been a year.
But the whole point is that, like, I mean, this is a crazy, kind of semi-related example,
Yes.
but do you know that millennials are a big reason why libraries are still open?
Yeah.
And still as big as they are because millennials read more than older generations
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
That's just a fact.
Can I say one thing though? To go back on the villain thing, and
he's closing libraries.
yeah, but can we talk about Walter White?
Oh no, yeah.
Yeah,
that's
let's
perfect.
talk about Walter White.
We can. We're gonna keep going.
What's the time?
We're at an hour and 10.
Hour and 10.
Give this Walter White.
You want to have
close out.
you want to? Oh, I was gonna. You want another two-parter?
I don't have enough energy in me to save this for next week and start again. So we're gonna just keep going until we stop.
Okay. So, Walter White. Walter White started off as a chemistry teacher to a high school. Daniel, have you seen Breaking Bad?
Breaking Bad.
Yes. You need to see Breaking Bad. You need to see Breaking Bad.
It's one of the best shows ever made.
Seriously, you need to see Breaking Bad. So, chemistry teacher, blah blah, got diagnosed with cancer, wasn't making enough money teaching. What did he do? He knows chemistry. He started making meth, right? He was good at it, and then he became a drug lord. He took out other drug lords along the way, and he became the drug lord of the Southwest. And eventually, you know, his sins caught up to him. Blah blah blah. I'm not gonna spoil much, and the show ended. But that whole story shows you that you take a simple man, a regular person, you put him in an extreme situation, you're going to adapt to that situation. Like, could you imagine Walter White, a high school chemist, killing people? No. But when he became Heisenberg, yes.
All powerful man.
You can see Heisenberg doing that. Now Walter White. I'm saying you are a product of your environment. You will adapt to the situation. So if you take a normal person, a good person, family man, good person, typical American, but you put him in a situation where it's like, all right, now he's in a world where he feels like he has to kill people. Or now it's a dog-eat-dog world. What's he gonna do?
Whatever it needs.
Human nature states that survival instinct. You're gonna kill before you get killed. But there you go. But I never considered Walter White a bad man. No. And I think those episodes, the later in season 5, season 6, stated that he wasn't a bad person. He really wasn't.
He's just doing what he needs to do.
Exactly. He did what he needed to do to survive. So
I think he's similar to the Vegeta concept, pretty much.
Oh?
Similar but opposite. It's like
I mean, you can make an argument for both.
Yeah, they were doing the things that they needed to do.
Yeah.
Vegeta kind of realized that like being bad wasn't what he needed to survive.
Vegeta had one last hurrah in the last martial arts tournament during the Majin Buu saga when he became Majin Vegeta.
Yeah.
He saw the opportunity and he took it to kill Goku. That this was it because Trunks was still a baby, so he was like, okay, I can still do this. And even though he still cared for Bulma, he still cared for Trunks, but he was like, I still need to do this.
In my opinion, he's a better character than Goku. But
Of course. But I'm like, and he said it too, like, what's this whole thing about Vegeta? Saiyan pride. His pride told him that he needed to do this. So he did it. And it worked, but he still did it.
Yeah, I mean, the villain is necessary. They're really a necessary component to any story. Honestly, they are. I mean, look at Mario and Mario.
Yeah.
I'm gonna win.
Yeah.
Wario is necessary in making Mario, fight harder. I guess you could say he's the Vegeta to his Goku. He's Frieza to his Goku.
He's the Wah.
The Waho.
He's the Wah.
He's the
Wah in war.
Wah. I'm gonna win.
Oh shit! You did not. Just
I so wrote that on the table. I'm gonna win. As you were talking, I got bored.
I know. I saw that. Thanks.
I wrote it.
Thanks.
I thought it'd be a good addition to your table.
Thanks.
Why did you just do, man?
But I mean, the hero needs something that's going to drive them to be better, to strive higher.
To me,
there's There's demonic howls coming from the window.
To me, a hero is not going to be interesting when the main villain of the hero is like Bunny Man
Yeah.
or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, no.
And this is the thing. I've always.
Perfect example. Powerpuff Girls. The Amoeba Boys.
Yeah.
Boy.
Don't get me wrong, we like the Amoeba Boys, but did we take him seriously? No. You know who we took seriously? Mojo and him. Him. We took him seriously.
Ooh, man.
Yeah.
Him who is an example and a fucking.
You know the Powerpuff
great,
Girls, right, Daniel? That's the same.
one of the most influential trans characters in the history
Yes.
of anything.
Yes.
Is him. Aside from the Babadook.
The
Duke
Babadook?
wins everything. But
But still, like Mojo Jojo and him. To me, those are the two best.
Yeah,
Like, we took them seriously.
right, the villains are definitely, in my opinion, I'm biased. I think villains are just overall better characters. That's why I voted for Trump.
My whole
Just kidding.
hell, my whole body is tattooed in villains. So
Yeah, he's got the Babadook and he's got Wario.
and I got
each
Trump, I
equivalent
got
butt
Trump on
cheek.
my back. I don't. I really don't.
I'm gonna win, says Trump. Little mustache.
That's exactly what he said that night.
And speaking of DDS, another good villain, Frieza,
Yeah, great.
who might be turning to
A face.
exactly
Oh, what?
to the good, being a good guy.
Come on, man. You got to say this.
Come on, man! No.
I'm not done yet.
No,
I'm
but
not
you're
done.
behind, so no.
But I just started it.
All
I'm
right.
watching it every day, and you.
All right, no, we're not ruining it for you because if you go on the internet, you should see it. You know what's up.
You know what? Fuck.
We're not gonna say what exactly what's
All right,
going on.
we're ending the episode. Fuck
We're ending the
this. I don't
podcast.
even care
We're
about this
done.
conversation
It's the last
anymore.
one. I'm
You
out.
ruined my life. Fuck you. No, but really, I think we here think that villains are integral to story and plot, and I think that's why we kind of started this conversation. We didn't dabble too much in comics, but I think the fact
I think we made a point that like,
We made
it's
a point.
essential in both, in real life and in comic books.
it fits in just everything.
It does.
There's villains in
you
everything.
need an antagonist.
There's
You
villains
really-
in
yeah.
fucking like the higher ranks of Target.
Yeah, and can I say that even in sports, and I know John Cena in the ESPN awards.
I like how you said sports and your first fucking word out your mouth is WWE.
Well, but listen, no, because he was the host, right? But he made a good point because he said that the sports world and WWE are exactly the same. Because he said in wrestling, you know, you have a bad guy who becomes a good guy, but then now you need a new bad guy. Boom, then someone who's good becomes bad. Now, and he said it in the NBA. He's like, who was the bad guy for the NBA for years? LeBron James.
Yeah,
But now, hold on, but now he went back to Cleveland, right? And he won the championship with Cleveland. So now he's no longer considered the bad guy. Who's now considered the bad guy that used to be part of the good guys?
yeah, but that's all perspective. Because I can.
And it is perspective, but I'm saying, like, just the overall media.
No, but it's.
You know what I'm talking about?
I get what you mean.
What's his name? That signed with last season to with Golden State Warriors. Durant.
Okay, oh yeah. But look, this is the thing, and my perspective is these are just guys who are playing a sport to get money.
Well, but
So like,
true,
they're not,
but
there's
you
no
need
great-
you need
the,
a story.
The
This is what,
fans make them.
but this is where the money comes in, and I'm sure Durant is like he's gonna play it up. Fine, I'm the bad guy, but you still buying my jersey.
Yeah, no,
you still watching my videos. I still get money off that.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
Very.
that's how like for me. I'm like, I am a believer that there's no such thing as bad press in the current economy because
What about alternative facts?
Davin,
Alternative facts.
alternative factors will get you money.
We need alternative facts.
Every
for that
every
fact.
YouTube view, money.
Listen to what Nico just said. He said that he supports Trump because he said that alternative facts get you
I
money.
never said that. I never said I
you
supported
did,
Trump. I said like
saying you
alternative
said
facts get you money.
But I think this is a good time to close out and do shoutouts. I think we had a great conversation.
Close out and do what?
Close out and do shoutouts.
Oh, these do shots on my
Shot? No, we're doing shots after we're done.
Oh.
So if you guys want to find out what happened next, just stay tuned.
Dan, you got
Next
any more to
episode.
say? You've been quiet this podcast. I'm surprised.
She had some.
I know, but I'm
hits
like,
there.
she's very talkative, but yeah, she's been quiet in this particular episode. I'm like, yo, what's up? No
We
one
could-
cares.
I think she can start off.
Back to you, Chuck.
No, you're saying that you want more from her, so she can
Yeah.
start off the closing shout out.
Okay.
Closing statements.
Yes, go for it.
Shout out to me because I'm the shit.
Oh, not shout-outs. That's next.
Wow.
You can do that.
Shout out to me, because I'm the shit, bitches.
I guess in reference to this, we're gonna all just go around and talk about just a closing statement of anything regarding villains, of whether you think they're essential, you think that they're unnecessary, whatever you feel like saying.
Head it up.
Villains are necessary.
Why?
Because villains are necessary in life because they make things happen. They make change. They are the reason for change, even throughout history. They are the reason why people realize change needs to happen.
Yes, we can.
There we go. Yes, we can.
Yes, we
I'm
can.
gonna agree. And again, in the best doomfist I can do, conflict leads to
That's
historical...
racist!
Yeah, all right, you're fucking interrupting. So of course, it sounds racist if you're interrupting. So I'm gonna say it again. Conflict leads to great historical progression. I didn't fucking make him sound like old school Cloak and Dagger issues did with the the weird ass African accents they used to give people, everyone, slave, nomenclature.
No, I know.
Too drunk to speak English, but no, I agree because there's banging going on. I agree because I do think conflict leads to progression of both areas, whether you succeed or fail. But also, that being said, I think that it's up to people to step in and be part of the conflict, whether you're on the winning or losing side. I think everyone's voice counts, and more people should act. Millennials, especially, since we're going to be alive longer. Haha, suck it, old farts.
Not even that, I mean, can you imagine, like, we're going to be the leading voice of this country probably, like, in 20, 30 years?
Yeah, we're going to be like those fucking people.
The generation
playing,
that brought dubstep into this country.
We're going to be
leading
Travis Scott while we clean, and our kids are going to say,
Dad's
listening to Travis Scott again, because he thinks that's cool.
Exactly. And they're going to be listening to, like, 21 Savage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or like, Dad, you should be listening to real rappers.
Extraction.
Tentacion.
Whatever his name is.
Tentacion.
Don't get me wrong, I like him, but I don't know how to pronounce the name.
Izaku, closing statement.
Closing statement.
I'm gonna win.
You were erasing that shit.
That's staying there.
No, you were erasing it.
I did it in permanent.
Honestly, permanent pencil.
Permanent pencil.
Permanent pencil. Honestly.
Oh God. Here he goes with the highlighter.
Yo, my man, what are you doing?
He's gonna cover in the highlighter so we can't erase the shit.
No, we can start erasing.
We're gonna take acid.
I'm just gonna make the highlighter shit. You can go.
Not even. You take a sandwich.
I've just been enjoying interrupting you since you've treated me.
You're
like
the ultimate villain. Don't worry. I understand.
That's what I'm saying. You made your heel turn this episode. It's fine.
Hostess with the mostest.
As long as you keep acting like a villain, it's
Boo.
Is that your statement? Shit.
Boo.
that is my last statement.
Too bad they couldn't hear it because you're speaking so low.
Oh, we can hear it.
Did you seriously tell the sound guy he's speaking low? He could hear himself.
I hear everything.
Fuck out.
Try again.
Continue.
You're a bad villain.
I'm a great villain.
Yeah,
I'll be back next season as a good guy.
Maybe. I mean, you could get your face turned next episode.
That's the thing. He's so bad of a villain that people can tell that he's just a naturally good guy.
Yeah.
I'm just soccer pretending that I have other motives.
We need a new villain. Turtle.
Oh, Turtle.
Yeah.
Turtle's
the villain.
Ultimate villain.
She's the villain.
But yeah, closing statement. Villains suck most of the time, but we need them. We need them to create balance. Because then without them, we don't have comedy gold, we don't get spicy, we don't get the mooch.
Love me some spicy.
Yo, spicy mooch.
Spicy meat.
Spicy mooch. Yeah, that's really it.
Wait, hold on. What time are we at?
We're at almost an hour and a half. Continue.
I'm just saying.
Fuck that.
My man, you realize.
We're already in the end. You want to do a two-parter? We're in the end. Go. We got shout-outs next time we're done. Closing statement.
Closing statement.
Just fucking mentioned that 30 minutes ago. We would have been like,
Man,
all right.
I don't pay attention to you because you're the villain right now.
Fuck you. You're just
Right
as
now.
drunk as me.
Right
Take a shot. Let's go. Shots before we close out. Closing statement.
Villains are necessary. I know I stated in a previous episode I am a villain sympathizer. So if you give me a good villain, I can break them down. Or at least I think I can break them down, and I can understand where they're coming from, and that makes the hero better. But most importantly, that the plot moves along. So I'm all for it. Unfortunately, in real life, we do need our villains, we do need our antagonists, because history is filled with them. But it's made our society the way it is now. It's made us the way it is now. So it's part of evolution. So yes, we need people.
It makes us stronger.
It
Like
does.
milk.
It does. Like milk. Why can't I
You
drink
need
milk?
some
I
milk.
can't drink milk. That'll
You
kill
need-
me. Thank
you
you.
need some milk.
I can't drink milk.
All right. Because I'm tired of listening to your mouth. We're on to shout outs to close out.
Shout out your
Daniel,
face.
and then back this way.
I gave my shout out.
You can do it again. Since
Do it
the fans
again, yo.
can't really hear it.
And you not the shit. Don't shout out yourself and speak up.
Okay, well, shout out to me, because I am the shit.
This is the last time you come on this show.
It's like a This Is It playlist. Like, I'm the best. I'm the best.
Yeah. This is the last time you come on this show.
And
We
shout
the
out,
best podcast.
We the best music.
Another one. All right. Next, Nico.
I wasn't done though.
Oh, you want?
Wow. You know what? You go ahead. You rock out, yo. Go ahead. Go ahead, yo. Who you gonna give a shout out to?
I was just gonna say shout out to all the villains for giving me a reason. That's why I have the job. That's my job.
Shout out to y'all. Thanks to y'all, I got a job.
Wow,
Shout
you're
out
not
to
even
the
gonna
villains.
shout out your sisters. First of all, they even listen to the podcast. Why not?
All right, that's a
They
question
listen
you
to
could
it?
ask when.
No, they never liked it.
Nico,
They never listened to
As
it.
much as I love hearing you talk, I don't really care. So
I'm
you
saying
say
now I got a
that.
problem because now we talking about family.
So,
That's messed up.
This is a
so
podcast.
they're the
I don't give a
villains.
fuck.
It's not family.
What?
I don't got family. I got a podcast.
Oh,
You gotta say that in Vin Diesel.
I don't have family. Bro. I got a
No,
podcast.
no, no, I can hear you clearly. If I can hear you clearly, it's not Vin Diesel.
All right. So shout out to the self and the villains.
shout out to my other nieces that are non-existent on this podcast.
So why you shouting them out?
You could at least like share the shit.
They ain't gonna-
Raven, Delilah, because you don't share it either.
Yes, I do.
No, you do not. Not every week. And I'm calling you out right now.
They ain't gonna-
We getting personal right now. Destiny.
The more you do it, the more they're not going to.
I don't.
So-
Whatever.
That's how kids work.
All right,
Hey.
continue because we're going a little.
Alright,
you talking
and
shit about
sh-
two parts? We're trying to finish fast.
Shout out to all our listeners. Shout out to the people.
Fuck our
In,
listeners.
shout out to the people in Mexico and
Yeah, I'm about
Panama.
to say, shout out to those dudes.
Yeah. Even
Wherever
though you
you
probably
are.
just click on, they were like, no, we don't want this, but come back.
But hey, clicks matter.
Yeah.
Click lives
And
matter.
shout out, and honestly, shout out to like all our friends that actually support us and do listen, or at least listen for the first couple minutes or whatever. But all that shit counts. So thank
Good.
you.
You said the thank you shout out that I don't have to mention now, so all the people I know, I don't really have to say shit. Izaku.
Shout outs to Mooch. You a front stabber. You don't like backstabbers.
You don't suck
You
your own
don't suck
cock.
your own cock.
Yep.
Shout outs to Spicy. We miss you, bro.
Remember, you don't stop hiding in the bushes. Come back out.
You can join us in the podcast.
Yeah.
You're more than welcome. We would love to ask you.
Shout outs to the
questions.
Puerto Ricans.
Yo,
Cause
shout
y'all
out
just
to our
blasted.
background
Yeah,
music.
yeah, y'all blasting music.
Shout out to Dominicans. Shut the fuck up.
They're
Alright.
Puerto Rican.
Well, you said shout out to Puerto Rican. I can't say
Because I know my super.
Alright, well, still, I don't care.
Alright, fine.
Izaku, you're
Shout outs to these two gentlemen right here.
I hate you.
I hate the one who said he hates you.
No, I said I hate you.
They can't fucking see you pointing at me though.
I'm pointing at you.
Let's go. Let's take this outside.
Let's go.
Fuck it up.
Yes,
Shout out to
that's
the
what I
door
said.
for keeping this inside. And yeah,
I've been saying I
Alright.
want to end this for like 20
Uh,
minutes.
All
You had
well,
your time.
You're interrupting.
Enough.
It's literally my time to close this out. So
That's what I'm saying.
I will
Go,
take
go,
as
I
long
stop. Go.
as I want. All right. Shout out to Wario first off. 'Cause
yo, shout outs to Waluigi. Get the fuck out of here.
Wario and Waluigi.
Wow.
I'm gonna win. Nah, but being serious, shout out to anyone who listens. I think that's a good one because we do strive on the effort you guys put to sit here and hear us talk trash for an hour and a half. And shout out to our previous panelists. I think that the more you guys come around, the more you get developed into what is this community of Earth 718. we really want more people to come back, and we want more people to join us.
And in addition, shout out to Sterling, and the reason why he's not here because he's at his niece's first birthday party.
All right,
So
but,
shout out to them.
The whole point of the matter is that I'm here trying to actually finish what I say, and you're just interrupting.
I'm just doing the right thing.
I was gonna get there. I didn't
Of
know.
course you
I didn't
were.
know why he wasn't here.
Exactly, and I knew. So go ahead.
I was more referring to shout out to Turtle, who is in Cuba,
And shout out to her
and is
too.
here.
And
That's why I made it general. I said shout out
This
to
ain't
our
gotta be a
panelists. You know,
this ain't got to be a thing. We'll move on.
we're gonna you and me.
We
are
just
gonna
move
fight.
on
We're gonna-
amicably.
We're gonna scrap.
We just move
But
on
yes, shout out to anyone who's been on the show, and also to our future panelists. I really hope that new faces join us. New faces lead to new perspective. So I would love to really see you guys come back or come through. On that note, I think we had a great conversation on villains, and just there's so many of them out there.
Yeah.
Whether they're on the page or whether they're on our TV screens,
We all love a good villain.
there's so many.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot to talk about and a lot to learn from. So, if there's any villains you think we didn't talk about, any villains that are in real life that you want us to talk about, please comment below, share, pass the message along, tell your friends, let us know what you think, and we'll make it part of the show. We're still growing, so we'd like to really make this a whole open community. But really, guys, thank you for listening, and we hope that you enjoyed episode 7. 7? Am I correct?
Yes.
Episode
Yes.
7.
Yes.
or
We'll figure it out later.
Some fucking number of Earth 718, the official Bronx comics-based podcast. Thanks again, guys. It's official. See you next time.